It's Wednesday, November 23rd. This is a pre-opening SPY video. You can see here after yesterday's green bar to the upside, our pre-market range is kind of hovering around the highs of that bar. And you can see with about an hour to go before trading opens, we did move up pretty strongly, and now we're kind of coming to the lower end of that range, which is actually kind of a good thing because it sets up two possibilities near the open. First of all, if you look at the daily chart, you are expecting follow through on this green bar higher, which would kind of be the low end of this range if the price just opens up here and doesn't really reach the upper end of the range. We could still take out the high of yesterday. But anyway, if we take out the high yesterday, we are targeting this high up here of last week. So you can see here as the market kind of pushes up out of this range, we are definitely targeting this high. So it would actually be nice to start at the bottom end of this range, get some kind of green action, looking for follow through above yesterday's high, and then if that develops, kind of a chain reaction to kind of take out the pre-market high, and then at that point, we are targeting, if I can zoom, well, the 15-minute chart is hard to zoom out here, but if I zoom the daily chart out, we're heading up to this high. So we could start here. This is the 1 minute chart at the moment at the bottom of the range with the green bar. Expect us to take out yesterday's high, which is somewhere up here. If that happens, then look to take out this target, which is the pre-market high, and if that happens up here, then we're on our way to take out those other highs I showed you on the daily chart. So the continuities to the upside here, we're going to see on a day before, Thanksgiving, if we get any, get a little volatility to the upside. It might not happen. It's hard to say, but we can watch price action. On the other hand, if we move lower, let's say we start somewhere right up in here, the low end of the range with a big red bar. It is possible, since we're right near the high of yesterday's bar, we take out that high barely, let's say somewhere right up in here, and then have a big red bar down. And if we come to the mid, if that then continues to the midpoint, don't sell short necessarily, look for a red to green move at that point. But if we come down here and take out these pre-market lows and move to the halfway point of yesterday, that could be a failure day. And at that point, maybe you can use a first pullback and go short and look, see if we can get a big 3-day to the downside. Again, not expecting that at all, but it is possible since we're going to open up near the low end of this range. So red bar might be a failure only if we get to the halfway point. Any green bar looks good to continue higher, and even a little red to green move that kind of maybe takes out these stops down here first, red, and then starts green would be a good buy as well, just to see if we can move, like I said, to yesterday's high in the top of the range. So we're expecting follow through to the upside from this green bar, and we'll just see what develops. Just quickly, two stocks I'm kind of focused on, and I don't know why exactly, is just because they're gapping up, is Coinbase. You can see we're gapping up here, and I know it's been in a big downtrend, but on the monthly chart, we did kind of take out the monthly lows way back here, and now it is a possible area to get a little exhaustion risk and broadening action and reversal to the upside. The weekly chart so far, you can see after 2 days is kind of trying to reverse, and this gap up is kind of interesting given that we have this pivot machine gun here. If we can kind of get a move that continues up above that pre-market high, maybe we have a pivot machine gun to start taking out some stops up here of everyone who's been going short. Same thing with Tesla. And again, I'm not really predicting this. I'm just going to watch it closely. Whoops, typed that in wrong. As a stock that I think, might have an opportunity to rally a little bit. Again, gapping up big, kind of selling off a little bit, but this could be an interesting stock that if we get this 2-up day, could, with a pivot machine gun kind of look here. In this case, the weekly chart is kind of just coming down, the monthly chart into a fair value gap way back in here. So this is an area where you could find support, and if we look at it, we're right there now. And again, this weekly chart certainly hasn't turned yet, but after 4 weeks down, maybe it's due for a little bit of an up move today, and there is a bit of a pivot machine gun. If we can get an up move above the pre-market highs here, we could at least take out this high, and then that can set off a little bit of an upside action if these stocks are ready to reverse. Again, not predicting it, but going to keep an eye on it. But then there are also a lot of normal stocks that are in uptrend with much better, continuity, the upside that you can look for too. So let's continue with the upside bias here on the SPY. Let's see how it opens. We know what it takes for a failure, and if we don't get a failure, we should be at some point trying to extend this gain from yesterday, the upside towards that target.